Okay, welcome to Spit Bucket. My name's Tom Hogan. Tonight we're downtown in Bourke Street at the Cellars in Melbourne. Certainly, in my opinion, the culinary capital of Australia. And tonight we're really lucky that we have a really special tasting. So it's a new generation of Hunter Valley winemakers, the so-called Caravan of Courage that's launching tonight. 6 winemakers out there to change the face of Hunter Valley wine. So tonight we're going to meet those winemakers and taste some fantastic wine. Come along. Okay, so here we are down in the Cellars, a very appropriate place to be tasting some wine. The Hunter Valley is an interesting area, certainly speaking as a Victorian. It's had a checkered history in terms of its reputation. Certainly a lot of Victorians are very parochial about their own Victorian wine. A lot of Victorian sommeliers are certainly very Eurocentric. So I think it's been really important tonight to discover some new styles of some Hunter Valley wine. So hopefully some that I'll love and I'll be able to put on my list, and certainly some that you can put in your cellar. Come through. And here we are with Andrew Thomas, certainly one of the leaders of this, what we're calling the new generation of Hunter Valley winemakers. And,
that's it?
Yeah, and so this is your idea?
Oh, look, I won't take all the credit. There was a little inkling at the very start. It's my fault, yeah.
Look, I think it's a great initiative. Certainly in Victoria, we need to know about these great wines that the Hunters are producing.
Absolutely,
so.
well, I mean, that's the reason we launched the whole thing down here.
Sure.
Trying to get people on board. Do you want a glass of wine?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's my 2010 Braemore Semillon.
Perhaps explain to us what makes the 2010 Braemore so special.
Look, at the end of the day, you can't make a silk purse from a sow's ear, so you've got to start with great fruit. This vineyard, owned by a guy called Ken Bray, who's been growing grapes in the Hunter for, well, forever, basically. 40-year-old vines, deep, sandy, alluvial soil, which is what Hunter Valley Semillon thrives in. I do quite a number of individual vineyard Semillons, but each year this one always comes up trumps as having the most pure varietal fruit, and just beautifully structured, and that's what makes the wine so beautiful as a young wine, but also ensures that lovely longevity that we enjoy with Hunter Valley Semillon. 2010
Thomas Braemore Semillon. If this is the future of Hunter Valley Semillon, although this is certainly a bright future. So lots of intense lemon and lime characters, a little bit of this white flower character as well, just a hint of white pepper coming through to this lovely textural palate that has all this lovely chalky minerality, along with, again, that distinct lemon and lime character you associate with Hunter Valley Semillon. Gorgeous. We're now having a little taste with Michael Did I get the name right there?
Correct, perfect.
Yeah. Perfect.
Tom,
thanks for having me.
No worries, thanks for coming.
Now,
how's your day been?
Fantastic.
Is it getting better by the minute?
It's certainly better by the glass.
Are you getting immersed in the Hunter Valley?
I'm becoming a convert, certainly.
Very good.
So we're going to have a look at your Chardonnay, I believe.
We are.
This is the 2009 Dillier Chardonnay.
Well, I love the Australian Chardonnays is having a complete resurgence, particularly in the Hunter.
Yeah.
The resurgence in Australian Chardonnay is just unbelievable, and the amount of winemakers they're having a go, like really. Yep. And that's the thing I love about Chardonnay. I love making Chardonnay because it's got that ability that lends itself to being kind of moulded in a shape.
It's a winemaker's wine, isn't it?
Yeah,
as opposed to a viticulturist wine.
It is, and it is. Like, you've got to have the raw material to start with.
Yep.
You can't, have rubbish and turn into something decent. It's got to be good product. Sure. And yeah, you've got an ability there to put a little bit of a stamp on it. Yeah, I put a thumbprint on it. And you don't want to really belt it around, but you just want to have a bit of a play with it, and that's the thing I love about it.
So maybe we should have a little taste.
2009, which was a lighter vintage in the Hunter. This wine would be, I think it's only about 12.5% alcohol. All natural ferment.
It's not lacking anything in weight though.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not thin and watery. It actually has got a bit of richness to it. But I love Chablis. Yep. I love that style. This wine here would only have about 5 or 10% new oak, so it's a really quite a low oak component to it. Yep. But it's got this sort of freshness and liveliness on the palate, which is almost Semillon-like. Sure. And that's the thing with the Hunter, you sort of see Semillon and you see how that acid kind of holds wines together, and so no malo, but nice and fresh and lively.
Absolutely, something for the table at least.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time, it's great.
No worries at all. Cheers.
So certainly it has for me the wine has this little touch of a creamy sort of lactic note on the nose, but as Michael said, very fresh and acid driven on the palate. Certainly not it's not a thin wine though, by any stretch of the imagination. It has some depth, it has some length, and most importantly, it has complexity. Certainly, this is a style of new style of Chardonnay that we're seeing cropping up all over Australia, but certainly has a home in the Hunter as well. Let's kick on. And now we're here with Anna, who's one of the wine drinking public we have here at the Cellars tonight. So Anna, what do you have in your glass?
I have some Chardonnay at the moment.
This is from Margan,
This is
I
from
believe.
Margan Chardonnay,
Yeah.
and it's delicious.
Delicious, perfect.
No.
And have you drunk much Hunter Chardonnay in the past? Or?
I have, and this is a really good example of Chardonnay. It's, it gives Chardonnay a good reputation. It's really
So you're obviously not an ABC person, so anything but Chardonnay person previously, or?
No, I appreciate all wines, but
Perfect.
Chardonnay has a bad name, which I think is unfortunate. But this is a beautiful example of Chardonnay.
So this is certainly an example of Chardonnay that you give to other people, perhaps to entice them to drink.
Definitely. So
It seems like it's a bit of a thumbs up from
yeah,
this end.
it's modern Chardonnay. It's
Perfect.
really good.
Excellent. Well, thanks for your time.
Thanks very much.
Another one of our punters here tonight. So welcome, Patrick. Cheers. And tell me, what was your perceptions about Hunter Valley wine prior to coming tonight?
The main perception is more Semillon dominant and kind of big savoury Shirazes.
Yeah.
So far I've been really surprised with the Semillons. They've got really great length and pretty approachable now.
Yeah.
And Shirazes.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. There's been a number of Semillons tonight which I've actually been happy to drink now, as opposed to thinking to myself, gee, this is going to be fantastic in 5-10 years' time. So.
Yeah. They don't have the searing acidity.
Yep.
So that's the best
And the same could be said about the Shiraz as well. I think is they're a little bit cleaner and fresher than perhaps I was expecting.
I agree.
Yeah. But did you have a highlight in terms of producers?
So far I've really enjoyed the David Hook Old Vine Shiraz. So it had some really nice kind of dark cherry and kind of really earthy complexity, but still it's not over the top like you were saying. It's not dull and boring. So so far I've been really impressed with the quality and I suppose the diversity so far. Only a bit way through the red. So.
And do you think you're going to increase your consumption of Hunter wines after tonight?
I'm definitely looking a little bit more now. So I was unfortunately on a bit of the back burner to start with, but been very impressed.
Perfect. Thanks for your time. Cheers. So finally, we're here with Tamsy. So Tamsy, you've gone around and tried a number of the wines tonight, including a number of the Semillons.
Yes,
What do you think? We've been throwing around the idea that Hunter Valley Semillon may be the next Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that perhaps you and your friends would perhaps choose Hunter Valley Semillon?
Yes, definitely. We've got our little price list here, so we've
gone around
organised to order some of these, and we never knew about the Semillon before this.
Prior to this,
And we've just had a word to some of the owners and organisers and everything.
Perfect. And did you have a highlight in terms of the Semillons?
That guy.
Andrew Thomas wines, absolutely. So
it's fantastic.
Certainly, I think the Braymore Semillon that is pouring today is certainly one of Australia's best Semillons.
Yeah,
so,
it's fantastic.
a lady of fantastic taste. Thank you so much. And now we're here with Malgets. Sorry, excuse my pronunciation. From the Netherlands.
That's right.
So, is there much consumption of Hunter Valley wine in the Netherlands that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of. No, there is some Australian wines available in Holland, in the supermarkets and stuff. You can actually get quite a lot of it, but it's mostly the big producers like
Barossa producers.
Rosemount and Lindemans and stuff like that.
Sure. And now, after tasting the wines tonight, do you think that they perhaps have a market over in the Netherlands for Hunter Valley wine?
Well, I'm not sure for the Netherlands, but for me, they do. Yeah, I think the flavor in Holland is quite European in that way, and I think this is a bit more outspoken in that way. But I do enjoy it.
And did you have some highlights from tonight?
Yes, I quite enjoyed the ones from the Julius and actually some of the others as well, like a lot of Semillons.
I think the quality across the board's been very good tonight, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Very nice.
And specifically regarding varieties, did you see one specific variety that shone above the rest? Or?
Well, we started with the wine, so mostly the Semillon and the variety, and that is quite available.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's not just that steely lemon lime character. You get some with a bit more richness.
Yeah, a bit
there
more
as well.
smoky, a bit more earthy. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed tonight.
Yeah,
fantastic,
cool.
and we'll hopefully spread the word back in the Netherlands.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Okay, to wrap up tonight, so obviously we've tasted some fantastic wines from some really interesting producers from the Hunter. Certainly it's changed my perceptions on the quality that's coming out of the Hunter. I think it's some really amazing Semillons that aren't that battery acid style, that have a little bit more richness, have some generosity, have some drinkability at young age. we've seen some really lovely full styles of Chardonnay that also have that modern edge in terms of their crispness and freshness. We've also seen some Italian varietals in terms of Pinot Grigio and some Barbera. In short, it's a really exciting region. If this is just obviously just the tip of the quality that's coming out of the Hunter, I think there's going to be there's a big future for the Hunter, and I certainly think that they should have a place in your cellar at home, and certainly on wine lists all over the country. And finally, Dan, big shout out to you as well up in Sydney. You're going to have a fantastic night tomorrow night. These guys are going to turn it on, I'm sure, as much as what they have done tonight. So we've had a great time here. And finally, I'm going to say goodnight to you from the desk here in Melbourne. So remember, at Spit Bucket, we spit so you don't have to.